If you are working 40, 50, or 60 hours a week and you are still struggling to see the numbers in your bank account grow, I want you to listen very carefully to what I'm about to say. You are being lied to. Every single day, you are fed a narrative that says your financial status is a direct reflection of your effort. You're told that if you aren't wealthy yet, you simply haven't hustled hard enough. You haven't woken up early enough. You haven't sacrificed enough of your life at the altar of the grind. This is what I call financial gaslighting. It is the systemic psychological manipulation of the working class to make them believe that their struggle is a character flaw rather than a structural design. Today, we are going to strip back the curtain on this lie. Look at the cold, hard data of why working hard is no longer the path to wealth and reveal the actual mechanics of how the rich get ahead while everyone else runs faster just to stay in the same place. For decades, we have been sold the meritocracy myth. The idea is simple. The harder you work, the more you earn. It sounds fair. It sounds American. But if hard work truly equaled wealth, then every single mother working 3 jobs and every construction worker breaking their back in the sun would be a multimillionaire. Instead, we see the opposite. We see the greatest wealth gap in human history. To understand why, we have to look at the great decoupling. If you look at the economic data starting in the early 1970s, something fundamental changed. For years, productivity and wages grew together.
Workers became more efficient, they got paid more. But around 1973, those lines split. Productivity continued to skyrocket thanks to technology and your increased effort, but real wages stayed almost completely flat. You are working harder and producing more value than any generation in history, but you aren't the one keeping the profit. The system is capturing that extra value and funneling it upward to the people who own the machines, the land, and the debt. This brings us to the core of the gaslighting. Society tells you to focus on your earned income, your salary. They want you to believe that a 3% raise is a victory. But the wealthy don't care about earned income. They know that earned income is the most heavily taxed, most time-intensive, and least scalable way to build wealth. You are trading your finite hours for a paycheck. They are acquiring assets. They are using the tax code to protect their wealth while you pay the highest percentage of your earnings back to the system. The game isn't work harder. The game is own more. The psychological impact of this lie is devastating. When you believe that wealth is a direct result of effort and you find yourself struggling, the only logical conclusion you can reach is that you are the problem. This creates a cycle of shame. You stop looking at the interest rates, the rising cost of housing, or the stagnant wage growth, and you start looking at your own perceived failures. You buy the self-help books, you skip the $5 coffee, and you blame yourself for not being able to outsave a system designed to inflate away your purchasing power. Financial gaslighting works because it keeps you quiet. If you believe your poverty is your fault, you won't complain about the system. You'll just keep your head down and work more hours. You become a perfect silent gear in a machine that profits from your exhaustion. So how do we break the cycle? How do we escape a system that is psychologically rigged against us? First, you must stop the self-blame. Realize that your struggle is not a lack of discipline. It is a mathematical reality of the current economy. Once you remove the shame, you can start to think clearly. The escape plan isn't found in working more hours at a job that will never make you rich. The escape plan is shifting your mindset from a laborer to an owner. You have to stop selling your time and start acquiring even the smallest slivers of assets, whether that is stocks, intellectual property, or a small business. You must move towards things that earn money while you sleep. The system wants you exhausted because exhausted people don't have the energy to build their own leverage. You must also understand the debt trap. The system encourages you to use debt to buy things that lose value, like cars or clothes, while the wealthy use debt to buy things that gain value. You are taught to be a consumer of the system's products, but you need to become a producer within its framework. This isn't about get rich quick. It's about a cold, calculated realization that the traditional path, go to school, get a job, work hard, and retire, is a relic of a world that no longer exists.
The rules have changed. The gaslighting is meant to keep you playing by the old rules while the elite play by the new ones. It is time to stop measuring your worth by your level of exhaustion. It's time to stop believing that the grind is a badge of honor. It's not. It's a symptom of a broken structure. Your goal shouldn't be to work the hardest. It should be to own the most of your own time. The lie is that hard work makes you wealthy. The truth is that understanding the system and owning the assets is the only way out. Wake up from the gaslighting. Stop blaming yourself. Start looking at the mechanics of the game. And finally, start playing to win.